Welcome to the Investors Trading Academy Economic Calendar of the Week. Each week our news analysts review the upcoming economic events that you should be monitoring during the next week. There is the usual array of economic indicators for release in the US, with home sales and prices dominating the schedule. But the influential flash manufacturing gauges are released in the US, Europe, and China. The week kicks off in the US with the National Activity Index released on Monday. On Tuesday, the Consumer Price Index, CPI, for June is issued. At present, core or underlying inflation is running at 2% annual pace. Economists expect that the core measure rose by 0.2% in June, keeping inflation at a tame 2% annual rate. Also on Tuesday, the U.S. Federal Housing Finance Agency releases May home price data, while data on existing home sales, the influential Richmond Federal Reserve Index, and weekly chain store sales figures are issued. In the U.S. on Wednesday, the usual weekly data on mortgage activity is released, new loans and refinancing. Meanwhile, minutes from the latest Bank of England policy meeting will also be a big deal for financial markets on Wednesday, given recent speculation that interest rates could rise sooner than expected in response to recent solid economic data. For example, data released in recent sessions showed that UK inflation unexpectedly surged to 1.9% in June, up from 1.5% the previous month and closer to the BOE's 2% target. Meanwhile, the jobless rate in the UK fell to 6.5% in the 3 months to May, its lowest since 2008 and 2 years before. However, analysts believe that until wage growth begins to pick up, policymakers will refrain from tightening. On Thursday, the flash, or early readings, of manufacturing activity are issued in the US, Europe, or China. These readings may mislead about the true state of activity, but investors still watch the measures closely. Also on Thursday in the US, data on new home sales is released together with usual weekly figures on jobless claims, new claims for unemployment insurance. And on Friday, a measure of business investment in the US, orders for durable goods, is expected. Orders are tipped to have lifted 0.7% in June after falling 0.9% in May.